Up because I realized that what was living behind that boy's eyes was purely and simply evil.
You thought the game was over, but it's only just begun.
Well done, Massacre. No one's safe. I hope everyone's having a fantastic day today. And we got some news on Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2, and more from the director on just in general how bloody this movie is going to be. And rumored to be, there's going to be over 30 kills. Now, this movie is going to release in March of 2024, and there is just so much more going into this film when it comes to more money, more budget, and not even just that, but obviously putting more money into the costumes and the prosthetics and all this stuff really coming together with a couple new feral friends with Winnie the Pooh. Now, with a bigger budget and more feral creatures to accompany Pooh in the next slasher, now director Rhys Frake-Waterfield has this to say about going from the first movie and now to a much more expensive and bloodier sequel. He says, in comparison to the first film, everything stepped up massively. It's a horror film. A lot of the times people are going there for the death scenes, and for those elements, we've really upped the ante. Frake-Waterfield explains, I think the last time I did a count that was over 30 deaths in a movie, which is quite the substantial compared to most movies. I think that's at least over 3 times what the first film had, and there's various massacres and stuff, so there's a lot of blood and a lot of gore. I mean, more kills, I really can't complain, and obviously you have to have more kills in this Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2, because since you're adding more killers that are going to accompany Pooh, you definitely need to have more of a high death count on this film, and we're just excited and can't wait to see it. The director also talks about this movie being an over-the-top budget, and that Winnie the Pooh has finally going to have a signature weapon. He says the filmmaker notes that the sequel budget is over 10 times the budget he had to work with on the first Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. He explains it was actually a bit easier this time because the budget is higher, so it expands out our options. And I want them to be really, really crazy. I've given Winnie a signature weapon this time. In the other film, it was just anything he could pick up, really. So it was like a sledgehammer or a bat. But one of his key weapons in this is a bear trap, which is very fitting to his character. I mean, a bear trap would be almost perfect for Winnie the Pooh, okay? But how is he going to use this bear trap? Does he just plant it on the ground? Is he going to kind of use the bear trap, you know, like as a melee weapon, something like that? I actually really like that certain characters should have their signature weapon. We've only heard about Pooh having the signature weapon so far. I heard that there was going to be a chainsaw involved at one point. Maybe it was scrapped because originally news did come out maybe a month or two ago that Winnie the Pooh was going to have a signature chainsaw in this film. Maybe that was the original idea, and they figured, you know what, we need something more badass to put in this movie and make a bear trap his signature weapon. Now, my favorite part of this whole entire movie, we're going to meet some new friends. We all know that Pooh will have his feral friends joining him: Piglet, Owl, and Tigger. So much more money was put into these costumes, they almost look that realistic. Not just 2 guys in clothes wearing a mask. Tigger is supposed to be the most brutal of them all. So interested to see, you know, what he does in this film, and very excited for it. He looks amazing. The costumes are just, yeah, Tigger looks the best out of everybody. He looks like a bloody-mouthed wolf ready to pounce on his prey at this point. Winnie the Pooh looks more practical and menacing. I'm really loving his new look. Now, spoiler alert, Piglet is alive in this movie. We did see him get meleeed with the sledgehammer in the first Winnie the Pooh film, but he is alive and well. Piglet has a fresh, more dark look of his own and looks like a mean pot-bellied pig. Like, I like how they redid Piglet for this film. So he looks amazing. And last but not least, Owl is a brand new character, and from photos that were released, the costume design makes him look so bird-like and appealing because you could put so much more money into the costume design, which I think the costumes look absolutely amazing. They don't look like costumes. They look like actual practical, realistic feral creatures that are ready to kill everything in sight, and that's what I wanted, and I'm glad they put a lot of money into those costumes. I know they did, because Pooh looks like a real bear, and that's kind of crazy. And the rest of these characters, you know, a couple new ones, and Tigger and Owl, and you get Piglet for this new look, which I think is one of the most underrated looks. I think is awesome. And because, you know, the first movie's the first movie, not a lot of money was put into it, so you have to give respect where respect is due, to put more of your assets into your costume work and your creations of these characters, because the whole prime of this show is your killers, is your feral creatures. Winnie the Pooh, Owl, Tigger, Piglet. Those are, you know, that's what's making the money. That's the main thing that has to look right before you really start fixing everything else. And I'm really glad that the director has put so much emphasis into that. Puts a big smile on my face. Now, what is this film about? For people that don't know, and here's the synopsis for the film. It says, bigger and badder, the sequel will feature new creature designs, a new cast, and a high death count. Rhys Frake-Waterfield recently promised, however, this time Pooh and friends will be leaving the 100-acre woods to take their fight to the quiet community of Ashdown. I just love how they're going to leave the woods. They're going to leave the 100-acre woods. They're going to go into Ashdown and cause havoc as a group. And this is going to be crazy. And to see Christopher Robin freak out over this, because not only did he have to worry about Winnie the Pooh, now he's got to worry about his other feral creature friends that he used to be around for all his childhood years. So I think that's a really exciting detail going into the sequel film. But I think the most important thing to this film, on top of story, on top of the acting, on top of dialogue, all that great stuff, and how everything looks, I think it really comes down to every feral creature, whether it's Pooh, Owl, Tigger, Piglet, they need to have their moment, like the killer moment, like what defines them as their character when they are going up to a bunch of these innocent people and killing people. Like, Pooh needs his signature moment. Tigger needs his signature moment, whether it's a kill, whether it's using a certain weapon, whether it's everyone's got to have their type moment to be like, oh my god, and sit in the theater seat and be like, wow, this is over the top crazy. And I know that, you know, the director has been talking about there's going to be certain moments in this film that they never thought they were going to get done when it involved certain kills. It was very hard to shoot a lot of this movie so far. And apparently, you know, it has looked fantastic, and the hard work has really paid off. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. Are you excited for it? I'm definitely going to see this in theaters, because I do want to, you know, I want to support these indie creators. You know, I went to the theater to see the first one, and it was just a lot of fun. And there was a lot of curiosity going into this movie. And I think it's just exciting that movies like this are coming to theater, and we can go to the theater and we could just enjoy it. And, you know, and I'm not saying that Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey, the first one, was a fantastic film. It had its problems, but it was fun. It was fun, and it was a wild ride, and I am here for that ride. If you last this long in this video, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Make sure you like the video. It does help out the channel a lot. We're going to be covering more of Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 2. Hopefully, we'll get a teaser soon, hopefully by the end of the year, because March is going to be really right around the corner, and I just can't wait at this point to see this thing in motion. You guys have a fantastic day. I'll see you guys on the next one. Keep running. Peace out.